Hello my friends and welcome back. Today we're taking a deeper dive into the settings on the Kenmore 385 model sewing machine. You may have seen our video on how to thread this machine and get it set up, and we've gotten a lot of requests on a deeper dive video where we talk about how to change the stitch width, how to change the stitch length, what are all these dials on the front of the machine. So that's what we're going to answer today. We're going to dive into all these settings. So stay tuned, hit the like, and we're going to get right into it. So you'll see here we have our stitch selector dial. So we can do a zigzag, we can do a straight stitch, we can do some overcast stitches. The interesting thing about this machine is that the stitch width does not have a second. The stitch width dial is non-existent, as you may see. What they did instead was rolled it all into this dial. So if you want a super wide zigzag, you put it right here. If you want a more narrow zigzag, you turn this down. Same thing with the needle position dial. You'll see there's no needle position dial on this machine because they rolled it into this setting here. So this is to indicate a straight stitch that's centered, and then if you wanted a straight stitch with your needle off to the left, you could select this. So they gave you that instead of a separate dial for it. So these first 9 are made by turning this wheel until you get to the one that you want. But what if you want one of these brown ones in the second row? Then you need to come over here. See how they have a line? See how they have a line drawn over here to stretch? Because these are your stretch stitches. So what you're going to do is turn this length dial all the way up past its highest number. So if you're set to the triangle on length and you turn the stitch selector, now the one that the machine's going to sew is going to be the bottom one that's in brown. So that's how you select those ones in the second row. This of course is your buttonhole, which you would use your buttonhole foot for. So let's talk a little bit about stitch length. Stitch length is how densely packed or loose your stitches are. So on almost every machine it's going to be indicated by this same type of symbol, which is a dashed line that gets more and more spread out or more densely packed. So that's what you're looking at, and a normal stitch length is going to be right in between 2 and 3. So about 2.5 is where you want to leave that set for normal sewing. If you would like to do a basting stitch, which is a temporary stitch that you plan to remove later, you can go up to a 4. If you need a really tight stitch, maybe you're doing some kind of corners or something that you just don't want to come out, then you'll want to go around 1 for a tighter stitch. So that's what that's for. Here we have our tension dial. So tension is usually set at 4 on this machine. If you need to set it to any other setting, that means that something in the bobbin area has changed and you're having to compensate by changing the needle tension. And that's okay. As long as you're finding a balance, that's okay. But sometimes it'll get to a point where you can't find a balance. If you want to learn a little bit more about this, I have a whole video dedicated to tension, and I talk about balancing the top tension with the bobbin tension, and I show you how to make the adjustment on the bobbin case as well. So if you need a deeper dive on tension, just go ahead and click this video and that'll take you there. Otherwise, set your tension to about 4 and that's a good starting point. Over here we have our power, so I'm just going to power this on and you'll see the light comes on. So let's just do an experiment. Let's go ahead and select the zigzag, and I'm going to do the widest setting. Okay, I've got some fabric under the presser foot. Then you just want to lower your presser foot down onto the fabric using the lever here before you begin. And now I'll hit the pedal and we're going to see our wide zigzag. Here's the result. There it just started to pull the fabric together, because on such a thin fabric it would be best to use interfacing, but this is just a test. So here's our wide zigzag. You can see it's quite densely packed because I forgot that I still had the stitch length set to 1. So let's set it to a more normal stitch length. Let's go to 2.5 and leave it on that wide zigzag, and let's try again. Okay, so you can see test number 1 with the 1 stitch length and test number 2 with the 2.5 stitch length. So same width zigzag, but different lengths. Let's leave it on 2.5 for length, and now let's change our zigzag to a more narrow one. I'll go to almost the narrowest. And here's what we've got. So same stitch length of 2.5, but we went narrower with the width. So that's how you can change the stitch length and stitch width of your zigzags. Let's go back to a straight stitch. So this is the straight stitch that's centered. Do you see how the needle is centered in this oval hole on the presser foot? So let's do a straight stitch. Okay, now halfway through, I'm going to turn this so it goes to the left one, and now watch the needle. See, it goes over to the left. Now let's keep stitching. And you can see what we have. This was when it was centered. This is when it jumped over to the left. So you can use that in times where you can't control your seam allowance that well and you need to get in closer to something or farther from something. You can change the needle position. Let's try one of these special ones in the second row. So I'm going to turn, I'll turn stitch length all the way up to the triangle. And I will turn this one to, let's see, let's do this one. So we should get this pattern on the bottom. And you can see that's what we've got here. So that's how you take the length, put it on the triangle, and that gives you all the options of the brown stitches on the second row. I turned the length from the triangle to the S. And it's still on the same stitch. Let's see what it does. So you can see the one on the top is what we just did compared to the other one. It looks like it's tighter and more densely packed. So I think that when you come to this setting here, the S and the L are for long and short, and the triangle is going to be medium. So I believe that's how they're doing the stitch length for those stitches on the second row. Let's try the L and see if it's long. Okay, it's very long. So we had medium at the triangle, and then the second one is the S, and this is the long. So that is how you change the stitch length for these ones on the bottom. You can go to the triangle to get to them in the first place, and then change it by selecting either short or long on your stitches. Okay, my friends, well, that's about all I have to say about the settings on the Kenmore Model 385 sewing machine. If you have any additional questions, please do drop them below and I'll be happy to try to answer. If you liked this or if you found value in this, please hit the like. Please also hit the subscribe. I really appreciate that, and then you'll be able to come back on Monday for another new video, because we put one out every week, and it's all about sewing deep dives, and we'd love to have you here. So thank you so much for watching. If you need to pick up any sewing supplies like sewing machine needles, thread, zippers, fabric, interfacing, anything like that, please head over to our website, shoppindrop.com. It's a great way you can support our shop and our channel by buying stuff that you already need for your sewing, and I really appreciate that. So thanks again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week for another one.